Good day, families. I'm Angelica G. De La Cruz.
I'm Halo Santales Tamani.
I'm Marian Talon.
I'm Jefferson Pua.
And we are here to present our research entitled A Facebook, a Quantitative Study on its Effects to Students' Mental Health. Many aspects of our life influenced by social media, including how people communicate to others, where they can get news, and how to spend their time together. Communication has always been a basic human necessity throughout history. The internet, which became widely available in the late 20th century, opened up new and enhanced communication avenues. One of these communication opportunities, social media has become a vital mode of communication. A young adult spends a lot of time scrolling to their Facebook newsfeed, which frequently expose them to entertainment, news, or communicate to their friends. At 2021 Pew Research Center, there are 84% of people aged 18 to 25 use YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and other social media sites. This is more than adults of other ages, and it represents the increase from only 7% of teens and young adults in this age group social media in 2015. However, almost a quarter is also a concern for the young adults as 25% of 18 to 25 years old reporting have some form of mental illness, and some researchers believe that this increased mental illness is linked to the rise in social media use among adolescents and young adults. Numerous studies found a link between the amount of time spent in social media and the number of platforms used and signs of depression and anxiety, according to a National Center for Health Research. Hence, the researchers will conduct a study to determine the effects of Facebook on the mental health of the students of ISU Hawaiian campus. The study will focus on finding ways to enhance and improve students' mental health.
Statement of the problem. This study aimed to determine the effect of Facebook on mental health of the students, especially answered by the following question. Number 1. What is the demographic profile on the respondents? A. Age. B. Sex. Number 2. What are the activities done by students while using Facebook? A. Time. B. Watching videos. C. Reading feeds. D. Browsing or reacting or posting. Number 3. Is there a significant difference on effect of Facebook on the mental health of students in terms of age, sex?
Chapter 3, Methodology. The researchers discuss in this chapter the research design, the sources of data, the population of the study, the evaluation and scoring, the data gathering procedure, the treatment and analysis of data, and as well as the ethical considerations.
Population of the study. The respondents of this study is the 50 Bachelor of Science in Information Technology student of the Isabela State University Cagayan campus, enrolled during the academic year 2022-2023. The researcher used simple random sampling. A simple random sampling is a probability sampling technique which can randomly selected subset of population and has an exactly equal chance of being selected. Thomas 2022. The researcher used simple random sampling via population allocation and will get the mainly based on ease to access.
Data gathering procedure. The researcher will be use a questionnaires as a primary source to gather data for the quantitative study to know the effect of Facebook on the student's mental health. First, the researchers ask permission to the professor of the student to allow the researcher to conduct the survey. The researcher asks the consent of the respondents. Then, the questionnaire produced and released. Then gather the data that organized, tailed, and subjected to statistical analysis. Treatment and analysis data. The researcher utilized questionnaire checklists to gather data that needed to the study. The first part of the survey questionnaire that is used to gather is the demographic profile of the respondents that is needed for the study, such as name, sex, and year and course, and how long they spent in using social media, specifically the Facebook. The second part of the questionnaire is a self-made questionnaire produced from extensive research on the material, which was later on approved and validated by the research experts. Then the research will conduct the study to the students of Isabela State University Kawayan campus.
Chapter 4 Presentation, Interpretation, Analysis of Data. This chapter represents the data gathered which were tabulated for the interpretation and analysis made. These are presented in tables following the sequence of the specific research study about the Facebook, a quantitative research and its effect on students' mental health of the BSIT students of ISUCC. Table 1.1 Frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' age. The respondents who age 18 to 20 years old has 70%, while the age of 21 to 25 years old has 30%.
Table 1.2 Frequency and percentage distribution of respondents' sex. The female respondents have a percentage of 60% and the remaining 40% are the male respondents. This implies that the majority of the respondents of this study are female. Table 2.1 Frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' time spent on Facebook. The table above shows that 18 or 36% of respondents' time spent on Facebook is less than 1 hour, while 12 or 24% of respondents' time spent of 1 to less than 3 hours, while 30% of respondents' time spent on Facebook is 3 to less than 5 hours, while 5 or 10% of respondents' time spent is 5 hours and above.
Table 2.2 Weighted mean and verbal interpretation of the activities watching videos done by the respondents. Through the statement above what have done by the respondents, statement number 2, I'm watching funny videos, gain the highest weighted mean 3.42, and based on the verbal interpretation that the most have done while watching videos. The overall results done by the respondents while watching video is 3.42 with the verbal interpretation agree. Table 2.3 Weighted mean and verbal interpretation on the activities reading feeds done by the respondents. The overall results done by the respondents while reading feeds is 2.82 with the verbal interpretation agree. Table 2.4 Weighted mean and verbal interpretation on the activities browsing, reacting, posting done by the respondents. Through the statement about what have done by the respondents, statement number 3, I use Facebook to share my day, gained the highest weighted mean, 2.83, and based on the verbal interpretation that the most have done while browsing, reacting, and posting. Table 3, weighted mean and verbal interpretation on the effects of Facebook on the mental health of respondents.
Through the statement about the effect of the mental health of the respondent, statement number 1, have a little interest or pleasure in doing things because of Facebook. Gain the highest mean of 3.6 with the verbal interpretation. The respondents agreed with the statement which can be interpreted that Facebook has a positive effect on the respondent mental health. While statement number 5, Facebook has caused poor appetite, gained the lowest mean of 2.22 with the verbal interpretation. The respondents disagreed with the statement interpretation the respondents disagreed with the statement that Facebook has negative effect of the mental health. The overall result of the Facebook, a quantitative research and its effect of the student mental health with the grand mean of 2.45 and the verbal interpret is the majority have responded the Facebook has no negative effect on their mental health.
Table 3.1 Test of significant difference between effects of Facebook to the mental health of the respondents when grouped according to age. The results can be interpreted that the level of significance of the Facebook, a quantitative research, and its effect to students' mental health when grouped according to their age. The age 18 to 20 has a significance
significant value of 1.74, while the age 21 to 25 has a significance value of 0.84. Therefore, we did not find statistically significant difference in Facebook, a quantitative research on its effect to the students' mental health when grouped according to their age.
Table 3.2 Test of significant difference between effects of Facebook to the mental health of the respondents when grouped according to sex. The results can be interpreted at the level of significance of the Facebook, a quantitative research and its effect to the students' mental health when grouped according to their sex. Female has a significant value of 1.58 while male has significance value of 1.05. Therefore, we did not find statistically significant difference in Facebook, a quantitative research and its effect to the students' mental health when grouped according to their sex.
Chapter 5 Summary Findings, Conclusions, and Future Directions. This study utilized a descriptive correlational research approach to examine the impact of Facebook usage on mental well-being of BSIT students at Isabela State University, Kawayan Campus. Summary and Findings. The following are the summary of findings based on the data gathered. Number 1. As to the respondents' age. Most of the respondents were 20 years old with a 62% in total, and the list of respondents were 19 years old with an 8% in total. There were 0 of respondents who were 18 years old and below and 23 years old and above. Number 2. As to the respondents' sex. Most of the respondents were female with 60% in total, while there were only 40% of respondents who were male. Majority of the respondents were BSIT-2A BPO students with a total of 9.3%. As to the time the respondents' time spent on Facebook, the respondents' results showed that the majority spent is less than 1 hour on Facebook with a total of 36% of the respondents. The least number of responses were respondents who spent 5 hours and above on Facebook, which only gained 10%. Number 4. As to the Facebook activities done by the respondents' result from the survey has a grand mean of 2.95, which the survey shows that the activities from the Facebook has an effect on respondents' mental health. The highest mean from the result was from the statement number 2, which is I'm watching funny videos that has mean of 3.42.
As the effects of Facebook to mental health of the respondents' results from the survey have a grand mean of 2.45, which can be explicit that Facebook has a positive effect on the respondents' mental health. The highest mean from the result was the statement number 1. I have a little interest or pressure in doing things because of Facebook. That has a mean of 3.06. The least number of responses of respondents was disagreed, with the lowest mean 2.16 from the statement number 8. Using Facebook has affected my speech or manner of speech. Number 6. As the significance difference between the effects of Facebook to mental health of the respondents when grouped according to age, the result shows that there is no significant difference between the effects of Facebook to the respondents' mental health when grouped according to sex, which has the significant value of 0.3865, which is greater than the significance level 4.03. Therefore, we fail to reject the null hypothesis.
Significant relationship between the effect of Facebook to mental health of the respondents when grouped according to sex. The results showed that the person correlation between the effect of Facebook to the respondents' mental health and the respondents' time spent on Facebook is about 0.2825, which shows that there is no linear relationship between the variables.
Conclusion. The prevalence of various social media platforms since 2006 has led to an increase in adolescents engaging with social media, and studies have connected such usage to mental health issues like anxiety and depression. In the study's finding, it was observed that out of the total respondents, 60% were female and 40% were males, indicating a majority of female respondents. Moreover, the majority of participants were BSID-2A BPO students, accounting for 9.3% of the total. Additionally, 36 of respondents reported spending less than 1 hour on Facebook. The average score obtained from the survey questionnaire, which aimed to assess the impact of Facebook on respondents' students' mental health was 2.45. This score suggests that most respondents agree with the statement presented. Furthermore, the results indicate no significant difference in the effect of Facebook on mental health when comparing respondents based on gender. Significance value of 0.3865, failing to reject the null hypothesis. Consequently, the percent correlation coefficient between the effects of Facebook on mental health and the amount of time spent on Facebook was 0.2875, implying that there is no linear relationship between these variables.
Recommendation. Number 1. It is recommended for teenagers to allocate time for both using Facebook and completing the task as a way to develop effective time management skills. Number 2. Parents or guardians should actively supervise teenagers' Facebook usage to promote responsible behavior and appropriate internet conduct. Number 3. It is advisable to promote more educational posts on Facebook that are engaging and informative, specifically tailored for younger viewers. Number 4. In the future, researchers should delve deeper into a specific aspect of mental health by examining the impact of social media on teenagers' self-esteem. Number 5. For future researchers interested in this topic, a suggested modification would be an investigation the influence of Facebook usage on students' academic performance, aligning with the original research focus of the study.